Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Credit Empowerment with LaMeel. I really appreciate everybody being here. Um, if you are familiar with me, you know I like to get straight to the point. And so as I'm watching people in the chat room, hello, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to give just about 30 seconds to let a few more people get in and get settled. This is a great time for you to grab something to drink. Um, I'm going to try to keep this brief, hit all the points, and then I am totally willing to stay after and answer any questions that you have. For those of us, hey, how you doing? How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. For those of you who are here right now, I would love for you to set an intention with me, uh, being that all of your questions pertaining to business credit, which is why you're here, are answered today. And you are able to tell whether or not this method and this system and suite is something that is going to take you to the next level. So let's go ahead and get started. So today we are here to discuss how to get $250,000 in business credit for your EIN that is totally not linked to your SSN, and easily get business loans and credit lines. So before we go any further, for all of you that are here, I want to set the bar now, whether or not this webinar is for you. Okay, so if you're looking for money to start or grow a business, then you're in the right place. If you want high limit credit card accounts that are not linked to your SSN that you can secure regardless of whatever your personal credit score is, then you are definitely in the right place. If you want the easiest and fastest way to get the most money for your business, you're going to learn that here. And if you want to get credit lines and loans, that's what we're going to talk about. Okay? If you are here for personal credit or anything other than that, this webinar is not for you. So you're here, and I'm sure you're wondering, before we go into this, how do I know this is going to work for me? I am an avid learner. I love to learn new things. I take a lot of webinars and master courses myself, and I always want to know or have some input as to whether or not what I am about to give my time to is something that is going to be beneficial. So you're in the right place, but is it going to work for you? So business credit is the only financial solution that you can get regardless of your cash flow, collateral, or your current credit situation. So this means that any business can obtain business credit, even startups. Okay, so if you have a business, if you are about to start a business, yes, this is going to work for you. So, and before we even get into it, I'm going to show you here, these are real live clients that are getting access to credit and with no PG, and PG means personal guarantee. Okay, so we have plenty of them. Their spending limit, $7,200. 4,000 at Chevron for a gas card, 4,000 through Amazon, business card at Staples, $20,000 with American Express, 17,000. T got 17,000 with Amazon with no PG. Okay, what is this? Office Max, $1,000 on a 30-day net. This one, I don't see exactly, but Uline. Uline is one of the places we talk about getting credit from for new businesses. So here, what I'm showing you, Quail, approved for $1,600, $4,000. let's see, where are her amounts here? Um, in business with 5 employees, and I don't see it. Here, J.C. Penney's got a commercial card. Here's another client that got, several $1,000s. Just opened a net 30 with Office Depot. Um, $2,600. No personal guarantee with Exxon Mobil, for $3,000, $4,000 net 55 days, $2,000 with no guarantee with Exxon. So as you can see, it's endless. $50,000 in business lines of credit with no personal guarantee. Okay, and it goes on and on. And these are real people who have been through this suite, this process, and have benefited. So why am I qualified to tell you about this, to walk you through this, and to give you this information, right? One of my key things in business and life with all of my coaching clients, I tell them you have to be careful who you listen to, right? Because if you don't have business credit, you've never done business credit, you know nothing about business credit, then are you qualified to teach someone about business credit? The answer is no. So for those of you who are new to me, my name is LaMeel. I am the founder and CEO of LaMeel.com and Wealth Empowerment. I have 6 years of credit knowledge. I've been in the credit industry for about just over 6 years now. I wrote the book Business Credit Empowerment, which is the Bible on business credit and how to get up to $150,000 in business credit that's not linked to your SSN, right? And it's been seen everywhere. I am a money manifesting coach. I am the creator of the Credit Empowerment Suite. I have been on news stations, podcasts, radios, and television shows. There I am right there. And in addition to those things, as it pertains to my experience with business credit, I founded Credit Empowerment with LaMeel. There is the book. I've also written a book on manifesting your own crazy, beautiful life, manifesting your intentions. And I am the mother of 8 amazing children. There are 2 of my boys, and here are the other 2. I'm very proud. He's turning 6 tomorrow. And I also have 4 girls. And there are my beautiful girls. And I have 2 grandbabies. One, and there's the newest one. So I have a full life, very, very busy, and a lot going on. And one of the things I pride myself on is what is the fastest way? How do I get to the next level? What do I need to do to get what I need? Because as you can see right now, I am in the process of developing, generational wealth. I've got right now, 2 additional generations that I am actively participating in developing wealth for, and at least 2 more generations after them. So what we're going to cover today is how you can immediately get business credit that's linked to your EIN, not your SSN. Okay, even if you're a startup and you have bad credit. Then we're going to immediately start using it. So you're going to be able to get the credit that you need, that you want from major sources like Apple and Lowe's and American Express and Walmart and Best Buy and Visa and Amazon, Staples, all of those places. And you're going to learn how to access loans, even when banks say no, even as a startup, even with credit challenges, or if you lack collateral. Plus, at the end, I'm going to offer you some really great bonuses. You'll also get an opportunity to receive the playback and some more amazing surprises. So most people fail trying to get money and grow their business. And the reason is not because it's not available, not because it's hard to get, but because they're doing it wrong. Okay? Most people try to get money from their bank when they need money. Most people don't even know that your EIN credit can be billed regardless of your personal credit quality. So, um, credit empowerment with me includes personal credit empowerment as well as business credit empowerment. And a lot of people, I've had over 5,000 clients go through my personal credit empowerment suite. And a lot of them were like, oh, I need to get my personal credit together so that I can start my business. And that is a misnomer. You do not have to have good personal credit to build a tremendous business credit profile. One does not affect the other. So many don't understand the business credit building process. So a lot of people are trying to get business credit, but it's really a trial and error system for most of them, which is why they fail, because they don't know when to apply, they don't know who to apply for, they don't know who's reporting to who, and thus they fail. Many entrepreneurs don't know that money is available based on your business strengths. So what is business credit? So business credit is credit that is obtained in your business name. Okay? With business credit, the business builds its own credit profile and credit score for its EIN. And this credit is in the business name, and it's based on your business's ability to pay, not on your personal ability to pay. The business qualifies for high limit revolving store credits like what I talked about before: American Express, MasterCard, Home Depot, Costco, Dale, BP, Walmart, Sam's Club, and auto loans. The businesses become more lendable, providing easier access to credit lines and loans, right? So the more lendable your business is, the more access you're going to have to credit. Why is business credit so freaking awesome? Well, number one, it has no effect on your personal credit. There's no adverse impact on your consumer credit when you have business credit. I'm going to try to get something to drink. A lot of people don't know that. So that's why there's a lot of people out there running around trying to fix their personal credit in order to get business credit. It's not necessary, okay? And if something were to happen adversely to your business credit, it will not affect you personally when it's done the right way. So it's not based on your consumer credit quality. You can get approved for business credit even with bad personal credit, right? There's no personal guarantee, and you'll see the PG throughout this masterclass, and that's what it stands for: personal guarantee. So no personal guarantee is supplied. You're not personally liable for your business debts. Business credit is very fast to build. You can get credit immediately after this webinar, okay? The entire process from start to finish can take 4 months to 6 months, and a lot of that has to do with what you've already done and how long it takes you to complete the initial steps. But in 6 months, you're looking at being fully funded with business credit with well over $200,000 in credit lines. So anyone can see your business reports, your prospects, your competitors, your potential buyers of your business, investors, okay? Your business credit is public. So that means you have greater borrowing ability. Once you have both consumer and commercial credit, there's nothing you can't have. And I don't mean that you just have it, but you have it in good standings. There's really nothing that you can't have when you have both. However, with your business credit, the limits, according to the SBA, are 10 to 100 times higher than consumer credit, right? So if you could qualify for, if you qualified for $1,000 with your personal credit, you can qualify for $100,000 with your business credit when it's done properly. You can get approved even when a bank loan or alternative financing has told you no. And even as a startup meaning you have no business credit history, nothing reporting, and you are brand spanking new, like 30 days or less. You also can have access to loans and credit lines. That means that you can fund your business with, and of course use that for growth. And having business credit definitely gives you a competitive advantage. All major companies have business credit. And so sometimes that business credit makes all the difference in how you're able to grow and scale your business. You can get business credit as long as you have a business in the United States. Okay, you can build credit for multiple businesses, meaning you can have multiple corporations as long as they are registered in the United States. And even if you have a nonprofit, you can get business credit. You don't have to buy bogus trade lines, and you don't have to buy shelf corps in order to get business credit really fast. Okay? Business credit quality, it determines if you're going to get approved for a business loan, how much you're going to get approved for, and the terms that you're going to have to pay. So the quality of your business credit determines all of these things. It makes all the difference in the world. You can actually be denied financing based on your business credit quality, which I'm going to explain to you in a little bit, even if you have no business credit established. Believe it or not, business credit agencies can give you, can deny you and give you a failing score even if you have no business credit established. So you have this business, you've been operating this business, and yet you have a failing score and you don't know why. You have to make sure that you have the proper business credit quality. So we're going to look at some actual reports here in just a minute. So you can be issued a failing score for your business, like I just said, because you look unestablished, right? Or you look like you're on the verge of bankruptcy. So depending on how you set your business up, and how it looks from a lender's point of view can determine whether you get a failing score. Even though you have done nothing wrong, you have paid your bills on time, but they're not reporting. There's a lot of things that go into that. So you really can be issued a failing score if your business, for your business, even if you have no credit reporting whatsoever, which is very weird. But so here's a business screenshot. So the risk dashboard, right? So it's basically saying that you're a medium risk at 28, but your financial stability is a 6. So they do recommend, and they are recommending that you get some type of credit at $1,000. That's all they're going to really recommend you. Okay, a 6 here you can see is way over here compared to being low risk. You want to be in the dark green, and the reason is because you lack active trade lines. Okay, so you can have a business, and here you go. Here's the payment and legal filing summary for this business sample that we're looking at. They have no 0000. See this 0000 everywhere. They have no trade lines. And as a result, they're considered to be a medium to high risk because they lack active trade lines. But even one account reporting, which you can get right after this masterclass, you can go from no score or a failing score, which we just looked at, to a great score and become more lendable almost immediately. Okay, so here's someone who is in the light green, low to medium risk, and look here, they are recommending a $2,500 score. So this is kind of what lenders will see when they go to look at your profile, right? Here it is at the 96. So this is an average age of commercial accounts. And this with just one trade line reporting with a 30-day net. And then from there, your score is going to increase. So as you continue to grow your credit, the business reporting agencies are going to recommend you for more and more money, which is going to help you get higher approvals on your business credit cards, your loans, and your credit lines. So having your business properly established and having trade lines that are properly reporting are going to get you more and more lines of credit. So here we have another risk dashboard, and it's saying they recommend it for 1,000 because look here, they have medium to high risk, right? So they're saying only give them 1,000. Here's another company, they're in the green, medium to low risk, but they're recommended for 2,500. Okay, this company here is both in yellow. They're a medium risk, but at a medium risk, they're still being recommended for $6,900. Okay, and that's because they've got 2 lines of credit reporting. So as you can see, as you become a low risk, look at there, 15,600 is what they're recommending, and this company only has 3 trade lines reporting, but they're being recommended for $15,000 in credit lines. Okay, so here's another company, they're at 46, but they are being recommended for $65,000. And literally, they also have 3 lines, trade lines reporting. Now here's somebody who's in very, very good standings, but look at this. The business credit reporting agencies are recommending them for $724,000 in credit lines, and these are the trade lines that are reporting on that particular company's report, right? So as you add trade lines, you're going to be recommended for more and more lines of credit. And why is this so important? Having access to credit changes the game for your business. And it doesn't just change the game. The truth is, it's putting you in the game. If you have a business, especially a business that you are trying to move to the right side of the money quadrant, which means that it's scalable and you have other people doing the work, it's not just you're not just self-employed, meaning you have a home-based job, but you are employing other people, and whether you are doing it because you've got physical people that come into a physical store, whether you are outsourcing things and you are a web-based company, either way, in order for you to be successful and really get in the business game in America, you have to have business credit, right? All major players in the business world have credit. Here is, earlier I said to you that your business credit is available. It's public, right? So anyone can see it. Facebook, right? They have 40 lines of credit. Dell has 83 lines. Microsoft has 131 lines of credit. Apple has 138, right? Pilot Travel Centers, 153. This company, 171. Walmart stores have 513 lines of credit on their business credit report. Okay, here's another company with 2. Clean Slate has 8. Successful Tax Relief has 14. So major players have lines of credit. You need that to be able to make moves, to be able to scale, to be able to grow, and to compete in the business world. So how do you build business credit? Let me grab my cup here. Okay. So now you know you need it, right? Now you know that everybody's got it. You probably were here because you definitely wanted it, but now I'm hoping that you see the importance of having it, and that it's not just something you should want, but it's something that you need if you are trying to grow your business. If you are trying to develop generational wealth, you need business credit. So how do you build business credit? Da, da, da. So here's a couple, and they offered their testimonial. So they started off um, and got turned down by the banks, right? And then they joined the Business Credit Empowerment Suite, and they were able to secure over $96,000 in business credit cards. And they had just at this time applied for the American Express, the Platinum American Express, and they got approved instantly with no limit. No limit. How about that, right? So, does it work? It absolutely does work. Okay, and you start by building your business credibility. That's how you get approved. Lenders and credit issuers have a secret, unpublished, unfair set of approval standards that you must meet to get approved for business credit. And because it's unpublished and it's secret and it's unwritten, a lot of people don't know what it is. We have an amazing relationship with a lot of companies. We have rubbed shoulders with some people that have a lot of information, and we have access to a lot of information that by working with us, you are able to access as well. If you meet these particular standards that these companies have, you get automatic approvals. If you don't meet these standards, you will typically get denied when you apply. And by making changes and over time, although most business owners don't know what they did, they will eventually get approved, but it takes a lot of trial and error and a lot of time. But you must set up your business credibly before getting credit and financing. It is a necessity. So you start with your entity, okay? Preferably, you want to make sure that your company is either a corporation or an LLC, and that is something that you can do for under $100. You want to stay away from business names that indicate you're a high risk. Um, Bob's Juju Joint might sound like you a fly-by-night company. Um, Get rich quick, things that are associated with businesses that go under, right? You don't really, multi-level marketing companies tend to do that. If you, I'm trying to think of some other ones, but you want to stay away from high risk. There are a few high risk industries across the board. And so if you're in a high risk industry, you probably already know that. And you just have to make sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's. You need to get a free EIN number from the IRS. You need to make sure that you have the proper licensings to operate legally. You need to make sure that all your online listings have the same information. Online, whether it is social media, whether it is the website, no matter what it is, everything has to be identical, okay? The details must be congruent. You need to have a personal email address. You need to be LaMeel@LaMeel.com, not LaMeel@gmail.com. Now, you can still have Gmail accounts, okay? But you need to have at least one that has your .com. You need to have a website that is not parked, a website that has a fully functional homepage. You need a physical business address. A virtual or home address can also work, okay? A home address is less desirable. A virtual address is ideal, and a brick and mortar physical address is better. But if you're not that type of business, then a virtual address is the next best thing. Do not, under any circumstances, use a UPS address or get a PO box as your business address. You need to have a business phone number, a professional business phone number, listed with 411. And should be a toll-free number, although it's not mandatory. It is the better of the two. And you need to have a fax number. Those are, let me go back. So those are setting up your business credibility, right? When you can check off all of these things, you have completed the credibility standard, right? And you can move on to step 2. So step 2, you're going to need to have business credit reports. Okay, just like you have your personal credit report, you need your business credit report. So you need to get set up with the business reporting agencies by first checking to see if you even have a profile that's established with them, because sometimes that happens. You need to get your DUNS number, okay? And then you need to get your ADUNS and PAYDEX score um, to see where you stand so that you know where you are in building your credit. If you do have a listing, you need to fix any inaccuracies, okay? So say you started a business a few years ago, you used your home address, whatever you're going through, but now you're going to go through the Business Credit Empowerment Suite. So you've gotten a a business address, a business phone number, fax number, that type of thing. You're going to go back and fix inaccuracies. You're going to have some inaccuracies if you have a business profile already established with any of the business reporting agencies, because now you're going and doing it right. And you're going to have to go back. If you have once you've done step 1, you're going to have to go back to social media and all of that and make sure that everything is the same. So step 3, you are going to get your initial credit. It's that easy. So we're going to go back real quick, right? What did we do here? Step 1, you set up your business. Okay, you made sure you had the right name, you got your EIN, you got your licensing, you made sure that you were set up professionally. In step 2, we went in and looked at your business credit reports. We got you established with the business reporting agencies. You got a DUNS number, which is important. Okay, and you checked your PAYDEX scores and you fixed any inaccuracies. And in just that short period of time, you're on to step 3. Step 3 is about getting your initial credit. So just like with your consumer credit, you can't get credit for your business unless you have an initial business credit profile and a score established. And there's actually 3 ways that you can get initial trade lines added to your business report. So the first way is to pay between $1,500 and $2,000, $1,500, $2,000 for your Dun & Bradstreet's Credit Builder program. But the problem is with this is that it only builds on your D&B credit. And most trade lines don't even get added to your Dun & Bradstreet number. You can get initial business credit, though, with starter vendors. Starter vendors that are going to give you initial credit even if you have no credit, no score, and no trade line. These vendors will usually offer you like a net 30, okay? And you'll need to find the vendors who actually do report. So you're going to need to get the starter vendors that actually report to the business agencies and who will approve you with no prior credit. So back to when I was saying earlier that a lot of companies are doing this through trial and error because they don't know where are the starter vendors, who are the vendors that are going to report, and which one of those are going to give me credit when I have no prior credit. Once you have 5 of these types of accounts, though, you're then able to move on to revolving store credit. So your revolving store credit is a little bit different. Starter vendors are very hard to find because 97% of these trade vendors don't even report to your credit reporting agencies. But you can go to places like Quell and Uline and Wells Fargo and get a secured card. And here are a few of our clients, right, that were in that stage. There you go. That were in that stage and were able to get their first, right? So Sean says my first 30 products. Um, they said my first net 30 purchase arrived today too. They have Uline, they've got Quell and Pilot. So they know where to go because they know the steps. They're in the early stages of the initial credit. They know the vendors. They know who's going to give them, a net 30, and they know that these companies are reporting, and so it's very, very easy. Once you have, like I said, 5 reporting trade lines on your business credit report, you can then get revolving credit, right? Which is definitely something we want. So I see I've got some questions coming in, and okay, so how long does it take? I'm not sure how long on what process you're asking. Let's see. So yes, someone else is asking a similar question in terms of how long does it take to get your initial trade line? So you can, if your business is set up credibly, you can get a trade line immediately. Now that trade line can take 30 to 45 days to report and show up on your business with the business credit reporting agencies, right? So, and I think that is what Christy was asking, like how long does it take? So it could take about 30 to 45 days after you get your first approval for those other companies and trade lines to show up. So if you are diligent and you go in, you get set up properly, and you make your applications and you know who you're working with, you can get 4 to 5 of these to show up in the first 30 to 45 days. Okay, once you have that, then you move to revolving credit. Okay, so Mike is also asking, like, where do you, he wants to know, where do you find these companies? These companies are everywhere, right? You have to, a lot of times, you've got to get on the phone with them. Where do you report? What's your terms? What's the information? And you have to hope, when you're doing it on your own, you have to hope that the person that you do have on the phone is giving you the correct information. That's the problem with the trial and error. The trial and error can take a 4 to 6 month process, which is what this really is, to get to having 200 plus $1,000 in lines of credit can take you 18 to 24 months, literally just through trial and error. So I see some of the other questions, but I will be addressing them a little bit later on. So we're gonna move to step 4, and then I'll come back to those questions. So step 4, once you have 5 of those initial credit lines reporting, you can get revolving credit. My cheeks hurt. I feel like I've been talking a lot. Okay, so with 5 reported accounts, you can start to get revolving accounts that have 10 to 100 times higher than consumer credit with no personal guarantee. So these include store credit cards with major retailers as well as fleet credit, right? So here is Home Depot. Oh, he's got all the cards. There's JC Penney's Mary. T was doing her happy dance. She had no personal guarantee. And Dale gave her, I can't even read it. I don't have my glasses on. Dale gave her quite a bit of money. Kevin got $4,000 with Lowe's. Mark got approved. So there's a lot I'm going to go through here. Gas card for $4,500. That's a lot of gas. My third set of fleet cards. So there's Shell and more. And there's Christine. I'm looking for my glasses. Uh, how typical, they're on top of my head. Okay, so I want to show you what she's done so far. Okay, she is in the second stage of credit, so she's getting her revolving credit. She got 2,000 with Sprint. She got 4,500 with Amazon, Tractor Supply, Exxon. So Fuelman Fleet, BJ's, BP 8,000. Lowe's gave her 10,000. Apple gave her 12. Shell gave her 15. Right, and then she had a second Shell card, Office Depot, Sears, Costco, Best Buy. Dell gave her 40,000, and so did Best Buy. Okay, Ford gave her 40. Roof Plus, and PNC gave her $100,000. This is all in less than 6 months. Okay, when she got 200,000 from Pilot Flying. So all the approvals required no consumer credit check and no personal guarantee. She literally did this in 6 months. This is the truck she was able to buy, though this is a truck like the one she was able to buy. She used her business credit to achieve all of her goals, and she was able to move forward with her business. And then there are actually all of her cards. Okay, so after you've done that, look at there. It is time to get cash credit. Cash credit, those are money cards, cards that you don't have to use with the store. You can withdraw, you can write yourself a check, you can pay for anything and everything with them. So when you have 10 reported accounts, you can start getting revolving cash credit accounts with limits 10 to 100 times higher than consumer credit, and vehicle financing without a personal guarantee. Okay, so American Express, and American Express has a couple of cards. This is the blue card for $9,000. Someone else got the Lewis, it was $20,000, no personal guarantee with American Express. Another $3,000 with American Express. PNC, they got $12,000. Here's one, American Express, 50,000. Cash advance limit is 4,800, but the limit on this American Express bank, $24,000. $10,000 from Bank of America. Another $50,000. $7,000. $8,000 from Chase. And this is also from Chase, and they got $22,000. $10,000 from Flagstar Bank. So, and another $10,000 for this client from Chase. So it can be done. It can all be done in a very, very short period of time. You can also, okay, because I promised that I was going to tell you there are other ways to go about getting credit. So if you have good personal credit right now, you can secure up to $150,000 in unsecured 0% financing, even for a startup business. Okay, if you have good credit. So when I say good credit, you need to have at least on the low end a 680 on personal credit. 720 is better. Okay, and then this $150,000 that I'm talking about comes in the form of 5 business credit cards with cash out capability. That means that you're able to pull the cash directly off the card, and all of them report to the business reporting agencies, but they do require a personal guarantee. So everything else I've been telling you about, you can do this with no personal guarantee. But if you've got good credit and you don't want to wait 3 months, or you don't want to wait 4 months, okay, and you've got good credit, we can help you get up to $150,000 in unsecured loans, or unsecured cards, excuse me, in the form of 5 business credit cards. Okay, and if you qualify for that and you want more information, I will give you the link so that you can contact me and I will be more than happy to arrange for you to meet with a finance officer, okay? And they will help you get positioned so that you can get those 5 business credit cards. Okay, so these accounts give you 5 trade lines with high limits. So here's a case study, and where they were able to get the money that they needed for their business. Okay, and so over here they got $12,000, and I think that's just like $13,000. And so that was one of the first case studies, and it was a startup, brand new business, and in just a few months, between everything, our startup client qualified for $61,400 in unsecured business credit lines that helped them achieve their goals, and it helped them to really level up their business so that they could go to the next level. Now here's Marlon from Wealth Builders, and he has over 100 business credit cards, totaling $1 million. Okay, he's even been able to get loans from sources like PayPal and Cabbage at low rates, and he's got loan amounts over $100,000. Okay, so and before he started this process, he did not get approved from a traditional bank loan. He went to several banks and they turned him down. But when he went through our credit suite process, he's got over $1 million. So here's another case study. He's an OBGYN doctor from North Carolina, and he needed $417,000 to pay off a tax lien, okay, and was in the process of closing his practice. So with the credit issues, no collateral, several banks had already denied him, but through multiple rounds of funding, he was able to get the money to pay off the IRS. Instead of closing his practice, he expanded it, and he even ran for public office. To this date, he has secured over $1 million in loans, okay, and funding. So that's a combination of different things. So this is the ultimate solution for you. You're watching this webinar on a computer, phone, tablet because it's the easiest and the fastest way to get money to grow your credit. You probably have already struggled to get money and to get the credit that you need, and have not yet found a solution, right? You know that you want this, you know that you need this, you've either heard about it, or you are, knee deep, elbow deep in a business that you love, that you've put your heart and soul in, that you need to grow. And you need this to grow so that you can leave a legacy for your family, so that you can scale this to produce generational wealth, for your family for years to come. And so because of this, and because the only way to do this is the fastest and the easiest way, like really, why do it? Why take the slow road? If we don't have to, we don't send snail mail. That would be like, I know I can email you and get you the information that you need in seconds, but instead I'm going to handwrite this letter and I'm going to put it in the U.S. Post Office box. Same way with your business credit. Don't take the long route. Let's do this the easiest and fastest way for you. And the easiest and fastest way for you is going to be by using the Business Credit Empowerment Suite. It is perfect for you. Why? Because you're going to get the business credit for your business, and it's not going to be linked to your Social Security number. Okay? You're going to get access to funding for your business to start, for your business to grow. When you are ready to move into big level dollars, we will be able to get you a personal finance officer and more things as a VIP as well. Okay? We've got the cutting edge technology that's going to help you meet your credibility criteria before you even start applying. So your business is going to be set up correctly to avoid becoming a high risk company, like I showed you earlier, where they're only recommending that you get $1,000 credit limits. You're going to set up your EIN, your address, your phone number, your website, your email. You're going to get all of your licensing and your online listings for the proper compliance. You're also going to set up your bank and your merchant, and we're going to help you every single step of the way. We're going to get you set up with all 3 reporting agencies properly. We're going to get you access to discount credit reports, and we're going to set your DUNS number up for free. Remember, I told you when you go to Dun & Bradstreet, if you don't know what you're doing, they are going to charge you between $1,500 and $2,000 for that number. And we're going to get it for you for free, and we're going to activate your profile. Okay? We're going to help you dispute and fix any credit inaccuracies with all 3 of the business credit reporting agencies. We have one of the largest we have one of the largest lists that supply the starter vendors, right? So we have access, including some exclusive sources, to help you get started with your business credit. Now, I mentioned some like Quail earlier, but there's so many more. And every time you go to apply, we're going to be able to tell you what the underwriting guidelines are for each company at each level of your credit stage, so that when you apply, you know you're going to be approved. We're going to help you with the hard to find cash credit sources, fleet credit, and vehicle financing. And we're going to do this all with no personal credit check or guarantee. Again, if you qualify and you want to do the immediate $150,000 in credit, and your personal credit does qualify you, we will do that for you as well. Okay, we're going to help you with cash flow financing options with no consumer credit requirements. You're going to have access to financing rates as low as 2%, unsecured financing that I just talked about, that $150,000. When you're ready, we're going to be able to introduce you to some private money, alternative SBA access, and venture capital. You're going to get term loans and lines of credit, and some available with no credit check whatsoever. So let's get started. You can get started today, right, in the Business Credit Empowerment Suite. We're going to take you through all of those things. We're going to supply you with everything that you need. You are going to have a business credit coach that is going to help you every step of the way. You will have unlimited support from your coach, and everything that you need. You're going to have more support than you can imagine. Okay? And if you decide to work with us today, there's going to be a really big discount and some special bonuses for you. Our top plan with payments usually retails for $7,000. And if you've been looking around, there are companies that charge way, way more. But the special discount for this webinar only, right, is $1,188.88. Okay, so that is our regular price for this webinar. Our top plans usually go for $7,000. So you are getting a very, very special plan. There are 2 ways that you can get started right now. You're going to get access to everything for $1,188.88. Okay, and there's 2 ways that you can do that. You can make the one payment and only pay $1188.88. If you go elsewhere, it's going to say $7,000 because that is the cost of the Business Credit Empowerment Suite, the complete suite. But because you came here, because you have spent a full hour with me, right? And you are a business owner, you are a mover, you are a shaker, you are somebody who's trying to elevate your life, you can actually get the entire suite, the complete suite. You have access to everything, right? There's no limited access on anything for one payment of $1188.88. Your second option is to get into the Business Credit Empowerment Suite payment plan, and that requires $300 down and then 4 monthly payments of $288.88. Those are your two options, and I want you to think about this in terms of time versus money, right? So it typically will take you 18 to 24 months to do this on your own through trial and error, or you can do it with us in 6 months or less and save yourself some real time. So how much time could that extra 18 months cost you? You know, you really don't know how much money you're going to be losing in that time. And you'll be paying thousands of dollars in credit monitoring, the DUNS number, 411, evaluations, and more. So working with us saves you money. This is my number. You can text. One of my specialists will help customize a payment for you. But truly, the $300 down, $288.88 a month, is an excellent way to come in, and it is risk-free. You get full access to everything with your first payment or your full payment, and that shifts all the risk to us. And there's no downside, only massive up potential, right? Massive upside. So we're so sure that you're going to love this opportunity. I'm so sure that you're going to have access to money that we're not even worried about it. Okay? So once you complete your order, you're immediately going to receive your login credentials to the Business Credit Empowerment Suite. But I'm also going to give you a 30-minute initial coaching call with one of our expert advising team. And that may or may not be me, but you will definitely get your 30-minute call. You're also going to get a personal credit analysis. So we are going to walk you through the proper way to pull your credit score, because we do not want to see your FACO score. We want to see your FICO score. And we're going to show you how to get that. And then we're going to do an analysis on your personal credit and give that to you so that you know what you need to work on that end. Okay? Because you are most powerful with high business credit and personal credit. So we really want to set you up for success. You're going to get a free business valuation. So you're going to know how much your business is worth. You are going to have access to your own Business Credit Empowerment Suite, 24/7 access. You're going to have your own advisor that's going to help you with your credit building process. We're going to get you a free DUNS number. We have the largest supply of starter vendors that you're going to find anywhere. We've got a massive selection of revolving credit stores, and we're going to be able to tell you where to go based on your business credit profile, who to apply for next to ensure that you get approved. You're going to be able to get up to $150,000 in unsecured financing, and it's going to all report to your business credit, to the business credit agencies. You're going to get a credit specialist, like I mentioned earlier, but you have full credit support. So unlimited emails, unlimited texting, and then you can schedule appointments, okay? Credit specialists do work by appointments, so it's not a call-in system, but they're going to be there for you. Once you are ready, you're gonna have your own financing officer, and they're gonna help you with the hard-to-find cash credit sources as well. We're gonna help you dispute and fix credit inaccuracies with all 3 reports. We're gonna help you get fleet credit with no PG or credit check. You're gonna get auto financing in your business name. We're going to create a cash flow and collateral financing that starts at only 2% interest rate. Okay? You're going to get that 30-minute call and your credit check. And we're going to make sure that you know the value of your company. And you're going to be able to check that before and after you work with us, so that you can see the value of your company increase. So our unconditional credit guarantee. Dun, 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 dun. I had to get some more water here. And we're right in an hour, so I'm right on target. What does this mean? To help you get $250,000 in business credit, we guarantee that we will help you get this credit. If you follow all of the specialist advice from your personal advising team and the sweet instructions, and you are unable to obtain business credit, then you can cancel with us and we will give you 100% of your money back. That's how sure we are that it works. If you follow the instructions, you will have all the business credit that you want. So I am going to drop the link in right here. Depending on when and how you're watching, if you're going to do a replay, look for it on the page. But for you guys here right now, I am going to drop the link in and I'm going to go over to the page to show you where you can sign up. And I'm going to give that page up for you, and then I'm going to start answering some of these questions. Okay, so if you click the link, and Kelly just sent me over some information. They've updated this page. So I have an even bigger surprise for you. So when you click the link, you're going to land here, right? The Business Credit Empowerment Suite. And I just want to scroll through with you so that you can see. It really gives you a nice recap of what we just went over. And the bonus, if you're watching right now, you've got 9 minutes. Okay, so all of the bonuses that I listed earlier will be available for those who purchase within the next 9 minutes. What? I already see we've got some people clicking the link. Somebody just joined. I'm waiting for the name to pop up. So I see that. So now the special offer, the special thing I have here for you is that instead of 2 ways, right, there are now 3 ways. Okay, so if you need to divide it into two payments, you have that option here, the paid in full option, and then of course the second option that I had shared with you on the slides for the $288.88 a month. $300 down. And welcome, Calvin, paid in full. Looking so forward to working with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, who is that? That Patrice, paid in full. Welcome to Business Credit Empowerment. Okay, yeah, if you're having someone saying they're having some issues, refresh your page or open an incognito page, and then it should work for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so excited. That's awesome. So I want to address some of the questions. Derek, I think the unconditional credit guarantee really addresses your question, which is, what if this doesn't work? And if you follow the instructions, it's going to work, okay? There is a system in place. And as long as you follow the system and do what you're supposed to do, that means that it's going to work, right? They have an approval system that we are aware of. And as long as you do what you're supposed to do within that system, you should not have any problems. I have a business, I've been applying. Can I start with that? But yes, so you don't have to create a whole new business. If you're already in business, what we're going to do is help you with the business, create the proper business credibility, right, that you need for the business that you already have. This is not about creating a new business. This is about um, doing what's necessary to make your business credit worthy. All right. Let's see that one. So what do I do if I've got pretty good personal credit? Okay, so if you have good personal credit and you want to immediately come in and get the $150,000 from the 5 credit cards, right? And then start working with um, our finance officers, you can do that. Okay, when you come in, part of that 30-minute consultation that you're going to get is to see where you are, what you need, and make sure all your questions are answered before you get started. So, and I try to do as many of those as I can. I do not do all of them, so, don't be disappointed if it's not me, but whoever is working with you is fully qualified. But that's where we get all that information from, okay? And 4, to see where you're ready to go. We don't send people to the finance officers who are not properly prepared. And we are going to you're going to get a business coach, a business credit coach anyway, to review everything before we pass you off to the finance department. So if you are ready and you know that your credit is good and you're ready to move, then I would say come in, and of course, if you can come in the next, I think there's 5 minutes left on the page, paid in full, that would be awesome. And you're going to get, even more bang for your buck. Um, does it include personal credit? So no, the business credit empowerment suite does not include personal credit repair or restoration at all. What it does do is it gives you a full analysis, and the analysis really helps you see what lenders are looking at, and we're going to give you um, a full copy of it. It's totally mocked up so that you can see what you need to do, what you need to fix on that end of your life, right? So that you can have true credit empowerment. But this system is not about fixing your personal credit. Um, so what happens? So what happens when you first join? What is the process? So when you join, you immediately will get your welcome letter. You are going to immediately get access to um, your login credentials, and you are going to be contacted within 24 hours or less, depending on the time that you join, to set up your appointment, your first initial consultation, either with your credit advisor or your bonus session, whichever is first. So if you are coming in the next few minutes and you get the bonuses, then you're going to get scheduled immediately so that we can get you off to the right start. They're going to let you know what you need to have ready for your appointment, and then from there you're going to know exactly what you need to do to move forward, and then your suite is going to walk you through everything step by step, verifying that you've done everything that you need to do. So yes, so you can have multiple businesses. You can have 5, 6, 7 corporations. Now, if you currently have a business and you want it to do, you want to incorporate and get the business credit, that's great. I would say start with the first one, and then once you're into, phase 2 maybe of your lines of credit for your first business, then do the new business and get set up. or, if you are good at multitasking and managing your time, then by all means, you can do more than one business at once. Brad, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. I'm looking forward to working with you as well. Um, so we're at 1 hour and 10 minutes, and I know that you guys are all very, very busy. Um, I want to say thank you. I am very honored that you guys have chosen to spend this time with me and learn about business credit. I hope that you've all received um, some value from what it is that I share with you today. Maureen, yeah, so Maureen is saying that uh, she doesn't have the money right now. And, I've been there. I've done that. I've lived that over and over again. So I totally get where you're coming from, which is why there are 3 payment plans, right? 3 payment options, I should say. And, at the end of the day, I believe that you are here not by accident, right? I believe everything happens for a reason. So if you are here, you were guided here. And that means that there's something here for you. There's something here that you need. And sometimes you have to step out on faith. So if you need to, you have to decide, I need to do what I need to do. And if you're here and this is really resonating with you and you feel like this is going to really be what I need to change the game, to change my life, to change my business, to leave a legacy, to be able to leave a legacy. If that's what you're feeling, then that's what you need to do. And you need to do the things that you need to do to make that happen. Um, because I promise you, if it was, for me, when I was in that situation, when it was about something for my kids or a roof over our head or something like that, well, I'm doing what I have to do to make it happen. When it was for me or the business, that was very, very um, low on my list of priorities, which was completely backwards because the reality was if I didn't do the things I need to do to maintain my business and to maintain and then maintain my health, then I was no good to the kids. There was no money, there was no me. So I had to really make and set my priorities differently than I had been as a mother of 8, right? And now a mother of 8 and grandmother of 2. Um, my priorities are still in the same order. I have to make sure that my business is in order. My business is what takes care of me. And I have to take really good care of me so that I can take really good care of my kids and my grandkids and that I can leave something for my great grandkids. So it all starts with that first decision. And you've got to decide that this is that important, that you want to fund your passion, that you want to live your dream, that it is worth chasing, it is worth getting, because this system and this process isn't even about chasing it. It's about doing the work and getting it, doing the work and having it and experiencing it. So that's really just about getting clear on what you really want and moving forward with it. Kathleen is like, preach. Okay, so if you don't have any more questions for me right now, I'm going to end the webinar. If you go over to the page, you're going to be able to get those prices for another 24 hours. And the bonuses are probably ending in a few moments. And on the page to join us, excuse me, and the Business Credit Empowerment suite, you can click on the connect or contact LaMeel button at the bottom of the page and send me any message that you would like. Myself or one of my support specialists will get back to you as soon as possible. Again, I'm very honored that you've chosen to spend your time with me. Um, I appreciate your energy, and I really look forward to working with you now and or in the future.